Our charity is the St. Paul Festival and Heritage Foundation. We are the proud producers of the St. Paul Winter Carnival and Cinco de Mayo West Side. Our charity has been in existence since 1886. This is our 133rd year, and it was started way back then by James J. Hill and some of the other founding fathers of St. Paul in response to a report from a New York Times reporter who went back to New York and wrote that St. Paul was another Siberia unfit for human habitation in the winter. And they said, "You want to bet?" And they started the Winter Carnival.
The Winter Carnival is all about celebrating winter, so what a great opportunity to, get your family outside, bundle up the kids, be a part of the parade. All of the parades are amazing. I can't believe the number of people that come out and line the streets in St. Paul to be a part of that. It's just absolutely phenomenal.
We have a ton of things going on. It starts on January 25th with our Moon Glow Parade. This year we have an ice palace, so the Moon Glow Parade is going to be led by our union laborers who are building the ice palace. And then we also have music in the park throughout the entire 17-day festival. So we've got Family Fun Night, we've got Cinco de Mayo night, we have Kids Day, we have Family Day, we have an education program, so we bring in, a couple hundred students from here in St. Paul and teach them about the St. Paul Winter Carnival. We have a Ladies' Day this year, so those ladies who don't want to watch the Super Bowl can come and play purse bingo and do all kinds of other things. And just a ton of events. I mean, you name it, we got it. It's like the best thing ever.
Well, the legend goes back to the Seven Hills of St. Paul, formed a perfect spot for Boreas, the king of ice and snow, to have winter year-round and enjoy a playground of winter. And not everybody agreed with that, so Volcanus Rex and his crew said that we're going to dethrone King Boreas and bring spring and summer back to Minnesota. And that's how the Vulcan Boreas tradition came about, where the Vulcans are mystery men, and today they still ride around in an outside fire truck, a 1927 Laverne. You never know where they're going to show up and when they're going to show up. And it's all to encourage people to have fun and to join in the spirit of the carnival.
In 2010, I applied to become a Vulcan and was chosen as Grand Duke Fertilius. That first year being a Vulcan, when you're all of a sudden you're thrown into a room with 8 guys that you don't know, and you're literally staying together for 10 days, and you're up at 5 in the morning and you're on an ice cold fire truck at 10 below, and you're going down the road, and those are the memories that you just never forget. It's the bonding that you have with your crew, and that's, I think, the thing that I love about Carnival the most. You just don't forget your family or your Vulcan crew.
I was a Vulcan in 1984, and I've been involved ever since in one role or another. Exciting times for me were when you visit schools and nursing homes and hospitals to see the cheer you bring.
I started with the Winter Carnival in 2005. My husband was the Prince of the Southwind for the Winter Carnival Royal Family. I joined the board that year and have been on the board for the most part ever since. And the best part about being involved in the Winter Carnival is just seeing the smiles on people's faces in the dead of winter when there's not a lot to do. Seeing them come out and enjoy it, and just seeing those smiles is the best reward you can have for being involved.
The royal family, which is ice and snow, and the Vulcans, they're all in their own dime. They all pay their own way. They don't get supported by anyone unless they get a sponsor. And that's rare on the Vulcan side. It's more common, I think, with the royal family, where they may have a sponsor to assist in some of the expenses, and it can get very spendy.
And I think in addition to the money that they spend on it, these people are dedicating a year of their life to do this. I mean, the royal family makes over 300 appearances every year, and these people become their family. I look back at our 2005, and that royal family is, they're some of our best friends. And not only that, but their love of Winter Carnival and the city of St. Paul and the community that's why these people get involved. It's people who love and love their communities and want to give back. That's why they do it. So the first ice palace was built in 1886. And the one that we're working on right now is the 36th Ice Palace that's been built. Typically, we build an ice palace when there's something big going on in town. So, obviously this year we have the Super Bowl. So 2004's Ice Palace coincided with the NHL All-Star Game. Before that, it was another Super Bowl in 1992. So typically try to align it with something that's going to be really big that's going on in town, because it takes a lot of money and a lot of work to put together an ice palace.
Charitable gambling is important to the organization. It provides $40,000 to $45,000 a year to conduct our activities, especially during the off months.
We originally signed up for pull tabs with the Heritage Foundation, and then when they came out with the electronic, that's where I became very excited. I thought that was mini Vegas right here in my bar, because you're playing some pretty fun games. And it's such a no-brainer. First of all, it's pretty simple. You have a bartender that takes money, puts it in what they want to play, and then they play. It's good for the customer. I mean, it's entertainment, and I've paid out a lot of big winners. It's whether you're pulling a paper tab or you're doing electronic, there's an opportunity there for them to make money. There is financial benefit to the restaurant/bar for doing it. And you guys do a phenomenal job with making sure my games are up to date, making sure my equipment is right. Why you wouldn't do it makes no sense. It goes to a good cause. For me, it was just there was a no-brainer going with the St. Paul Heritage Festival Foundation, because I know where their money's gonna go. I know that it's going back for a great cause. I use the money that I receive from rent in order to provide sponsorships. Last year I sponsored one of the Queen of the Snow candidates. The year before that I sponsored one of the junior royalty. Every year I use that money that I make that goes back to the community that they help us, and I want us to help them. And it's really turned out really, really a great relationship.
So one of the ways that you can get involved from a financial perspective is, you can certainly buy a block. They start at $25. They go on up from there, and you can do that by going to wintercarnival.com. This is a People's Palace, so we encourage you to be a part of this long-standing tradition of the City of St. Paul and donate to the Ice Palace by buying a block. We certainly thank Pilot Games for their generous donation in buying a block, and you have an opportunity to do it as well. And in addition to that, you can certainly volunteer. We're always looking for volunteers. We've got a 17-day festival, and it takes a lot of volunteers. So if you want to get involved, one of the best festivals in the country, and really give back to your community and understand what it's like to have to serve the City of St. Paul and show your pride in it and have a lot of fun, put smiles on people's faces, then you can also go to the wintercarnival.com website and sign up as a volunteer.
It's all about giving back to the community. You don't do this just because you go, oh, well, this is going to be good for my business, or this is going to be good for that. You do it because of how the carnival itself has continued to build up the characters, to make them all a part. It's phenomenal.
Wear warm gloves.